Hello, Purple Day classes. We've got a couple things that I need to show you guys of how we're setting up distance learning in my class, since you didn't have my class yesterday on Monday. So a couple things I want you to see are Schoology, the new setup. So I have a couple things that are different. We've got all of our old classes you can see here. I've thrown in a folder called past work. I didn't want to delete them, but I did want them kind of out of your way. This is block number 1, but block number 2 and 3, your guys look exactly the same. And then what I really want you to be paying attention to is the distance learning folder. And in that folder, you will see a folder for each day. So right now we've got March 24th. That's obviously where you need to click for today. We open that up, and then you should see a checklist in there for what you are supposed to get done that day. So let's go ahead and take a look at that checklist. Everything on this list is the exact same as what you'll see on the team checklist document. I just wanted it right here in front of your face in a nice design whenever you come to reading class. So the first thing you should be doing is watching the daily video, which is this video. So if you're watching this right now, you can pat yourself on the back. You are partially through today's coursework. The next thing I want you to do, I've got just a couple things just setting us up for moving on into kind of our regular curriculum. The first thing is finding a book. So you guys know that when you come into my classroom in person, that the first thing we do is we come in, we sit down, and we get out our books and we start reading for 10 minutes. So we're going to keep that routine going, and you need to find a book so that you are able to read for 10 minutes every day in my class. If you have a physical book on hand that you are enjoying reading, then obviously that is awesome. If you do not have a book that you are reading in person right now or in physical copy, you can find an audiobook or an ebook through Park Hill's websites. You can also use Mid-Continent's Overdrive because Mid-Continent gives all Park Hill students access to their digital content. So check out Miss Holt's Guide to Audiobooks and eBooks in the folder. You'll see that in there. She also is doing a book of the day, so I will post a book of the day every time we have class together, and you guys can just check it out. She puts together a little book trailer and a summary of, you know, what the gist of the book is about, and she only picks books that she thinks are really good. So if you're kind of stumped on what you want to read next, maybe check out that book of the day. Last Purple Day, we had our final work day for that Unit 4 final project. So your final project should be done. If you don't know what I'm talking about that slideshow where you had a concept, mine was love, and you found a nonfiction text structure that fit your concept, a drama text structure, a drama text structure, which should have been in the form of like a YouTube video, and a poetry text structure, which should have been in the form of song lyrics. So that all should have been in a slideshow, should be turned in. I decided to give you just a little bit of extra time if you're struggling to keep up with the distance learning concept. So I gave you a little wiggle room. It should be on that discussion board by 9 a.m. tomorrow. And then we get to today's bulk of the work. We've got Unit 5 goals and vocab worksheet. So this is our intro to the next unit. This is the big thing that I want you to do for today. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. You can see here in this folder, I've got the ebook, audiobook help, Miss Holt's book of the day. I went ahead and moved that discussion board where you need to submit your projects in here. And then the Unit 5 goals and vocab sheet. Oh, I actually have it up here. It'll be a little bit easier to look at. Okay, so when you open it up, you'll see I've got 5 main goals that are what I hope for you to learn this unit. They all have to do with argument because that is the topic of this unit. So you will be able to evaluate an author's argument, assessing whether the reasoning is sound and the evidence is relevant and sufficient to support the claims. You'll be able to describe a speaker's arguments and claims, evaluating reasons in order to ask questions. You'll be able to analyze how an author develops his or her point of view or purpose and distinguishes it from those of others, which obviously is very important if you're wanting to distinguish your argument from other people for the sake of debate. You'll be able to analyze how word choice contributes to meaning and tone, and you'll be able to acknowledge new information expressed by others, including those presented in diverse media, and when warranted, modify your own beliefs. That is not easy, to be able to listen to other people's opinions and actually consider tweaking our own and not being steadfast to our own opinions. So those are my 5 main goals for you in this unit. You are to answer this question for each one of those goals. When do we use this skill in real life? We use them all in real life. I use them regularly as an adult, and you will too. So I want you to answer for each one of those. How will you use those in real life? Then you're going to go back through the goals. Which goal do you feel, it says to you, it's a typo, do you feel you are the best at? Highlight that goal in green. And which goal do you think will take the most work to master? Highlight that goal in blue. So you're going to go back up through those goals and highlight the one that you think you'll be the best at and the one that you think will be the most difficult to master. The one that you highlight in blue should be your personal goal for the unit. So you're going to write that as your personal goal and put it in your own words in this box here. And 3 things that you're going to do to reach your personal goal here. So that is our goals work for the beginning of the unit. Now we move on to our vocab work. You'll see the directions say follow the link to the Quizlet here. So I've got it linked. Once you open that link, you will see the vocab words for this unit, and you should take some time to study them using the flashcards feature. That's a suggestion, not a requirement, but I think it will help you complete the next task, which is playing the gravity game. I'll show you what that looks like. When you play the gravity game, you need to get to level 3 and snip your results in that box right here. So I'm going to open up this Quizlet link and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So you'll see the vocab words. There's 12 of them. I've got the definitions. If you use the flashcards feature, you'll become much more familiar with them, which will help you play the gravity game. So click play gravity. I actually played this for a while earlier today. It's kind of fun and addictive, so don't judge me. Get started. You need to change it. It by default says answer with definition. You want to answer with term. You should be on medium difficulty, and then you click let's go, and then start the game. Okay, so you try to type in the answer. It gives you a definition and appeal based on logic or reason. That is logos. And you need to hit that and click enter before it crosses through the line. So once you do this for a while, it'll level you up. And then you need to get to level 3. So once you've gotten to level 3, I'm going to go ahead and let that one pass. On the side of the screen, I want you to snippet your screen and paste your results back into that worksheet before you hit. So then it tells you what the answer was. You can type that in and keep playing. You can only get so many wrong before it kicks you out, and you have to start over though. So happy gaming to all of you. So once you are done with this, please submit the Unit 5 goals and vocab sheet. And then you have one more small little task for the class, which is the Flipgrid. I understand you might be using Flipgrid in some other classes, so I hope it doesn't get old, but us teachers really appreciate the opportunity to see your face and hear your voice, so bear with us. You'll click this link for first block, second block, and third. You'll have your own link. So you'll go in, you'll see your class has your first topic posted, and it's just to say hello. So like I said, this is a really quick little easy task, and it should be the last thing you do. So you'll click the green plus sign, record a response. I want you to do 3 things in your video. You're recording a video of yourself. Say hello, share a fun thing that you got to do or did not get to do over spring break, and then tell me how the Unit 5 goals and vocab sheet went. Okay, so that's 3 things that I want you to talk about in your video. Feel free to add emojis and text boxes and play around with it, because really this first topic I'm wanting you to post because I want you to get used to the feel of Flipgrid. I think we're going to use it pretty frequently in my class. I think we'll use it as kind of a reading check-in. So if you're wondering if I'm just telling you to read 10 minutes every day and I'm never going to check in, not the case. I will be checking in and seeing how your reading's going pretty regularly. One way I'm going to do that is Flipgrid. So get used to the program. As always, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Email me, especially during those office hours. I'll be really quick to respond, but otherwise I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Much love, and I miss you guys so much. Bye.